I mean, just to even get in the playoffs after starting 0-6, at that point you're just thinking about winning a game. So, you know what, credit to the guys to stick with it and battle back. And you know, at various points we were second in our division and third, fourth, and dead dog last after a 0-6 start. So I couldn't be more proud of the guys. I thought it was terrific. And you know, although you want it to go forever, and you know what, I'm not going to take anything away from. We made a lot of strides. So a lot of teams could have, you know, rolled over. Our guys, they dug in deep, and it was a battle all the way. And you know what? This playoff series was exactly the same.
It's like you were saying earlier today that they're probably in there thinking, well, we could have won this in 3, and you guys are thinking everything breaks right. You could have won in 3. So speaking to how even the series was, as it turns out, the hot goalie determined it.
Which hot goalie?
Theirs.
Ours was pretty damn good.
He was pretty, yeah.
He was really good.
But he gave up 1 and the other guy gave up nothing.
Cal Peterson's the best goalie in the league.
You guys struggled in a few of the third periods in this series, and you went into the third period tonight. It was 0-0. Is that something that you guys talked about prior to the game or even prior to that period, or is it just something that you were focused on the next 20 minutes and hoping to get the deciding goal?
Well, I mean, you know, you just keep playing. You just keep playing until you score. If it's 1-1 or 4-4 or nothing, nothing's been determined, right? So you got to find a way to score. We put a lot of pucks to the net. Guys did a great job. Everybody worked hard. So as a coach, I mean, you can't ask anything more from your players. And those guys, they bled for me. So I'm a lucky guy. We got some great players, great leaders. So they leave their life on the line for it. I'll never complain. We're still winners.
Difficult getting the puck past McKenna Sunday night and then again tonight. I mean, he just threw everything at him.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, I thought our guy was just as good tonight too. Gave us a chance to win. So hard to win games when you don't score, but I thought we played pretty desperate and played hard, and you know, we had our chances and some second chances. But hard way to end the year for sure. So.
You guys started out this season 0-6. You fought back. You fought back pretty quickly to get back into that playoffs. Obviously, this is a difficult way to end the season given the efforts that you guys showed here. But given where you started to where you get to right now, what can you say about the journey that you guys went through for these last 8 months?
Great group of people, first of all, from the players to the staff. You know, everyone involved. We had a lot of belief in that room that we could get here, and we would have liked for the journey to be a little bit longer, but. I think a lot of people probably had us wrote off early, and we never felt that way. So, you know, the kids stepped up for us big time. The older guys stuck together, and I thought we had a real good group of guys. So, yeah, just disappointed to end that way.
Was there a point during the season where it could have gone the other way?
Yeah, I think, like John said, right away. You know, you put yourself in a pretty big hole to start the season, and then you know, you get real hot and give yourself a chance to, you know, at points we were fighting for the division title and fighting for playoffs, and like I said, everyone stuck with it right from you know, those first few games when we were struggling right on through. So yeah, just like I said, tough way to end. I thought we had a real good group. I thought we had a good chance in this series in the playoffs. So that one's a gut wrenching for sure.
And sort of the follow-up to that, when you were 0-6, when things were kind of dire, did you have to do a lot of talking to guys? Did veterans kind of have to show rookies the way, or was it pretty much understood we can get back in this thing?
I'd say probably a little bit of everything. You know, you all lean on each other. It's a long year. You get roughed up a little bit. Everyone needs someone to talk to sometimes, and guys that have been through it, and coaches that have been through it. So I think you all just help each other and push each other, and you know, the culture in this organization is winning. We weren't going to have a losing season here, and we fought hard to turn that around.
You know, like you just said, we started 0-6. It was a crazy ride, and you see a lot of guys develop and get better, and that was probably one of the best parts for me, being a part of it, seeing all these young guys get better and be really good down the stretch. And like you said, it's tough the way it ended because I really thought we could go somewhere.
What was unique about this season compared to previous seasons? Like what makes this season stand out as a whole, the last 8 months that you have spent with this group?
Well, I've been with the organization for 4 years, and at this point, a lot of guys come and go up and, switch teams, and we had a lot of new faces this year, and it was really fun for me to be able to get close with these guys and, have new relationships, and, ones that they'll be the rest of my life, and, the rest of my career. You always remember these guys because of the way we started, and, how we were able to finish and get into the playoffs. So, like you said, it's a tough result at the end, but, there was a lot of hard work in this year.
Talking about Cal's development path from the start to now, and Stutz just said he's the best goaltender in the league. Flat statement. I mean, what did you see being on the ice with him?
He's nothing seems to faze him really. He competes every day in practice. I thought Jack in the beginning of the year, they pushed each other, and that helped his development speed up. And I think he's really good and puts in work every day. And he's a good friend.
Yeah, I mean, it was eye-opening. I'm really grateful that I'm part of an organization that treats its players so well, and allowed me to develop and get a crack at pro hockey the right way. And so I mean, I think it all worked out as well as it could have. I mean, obviously disappointed the way that we went out. We wanted to be the last team standing here at the end of the year, but I think I'm very proud of obviously the way that we started the year, the resilience that we had to put ourselves back in a playoff situation. So really happy with that.
Mike Stothers, I'm sorry, Jim.
Go ahead.
Mike Stothers deeply praised you. He didn't want to single guys out, and then shared some very effusive praise. The relationships that guys have had for years here now seem to be like really profound relationships with Mike. In your first year working with him, how would you describe it from your end?
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably cares about his players as much or more than any coach that I've had, and I think you'll hear that from probably anybody that you'll ask. And he's obviously has a unique style of coaching. He's more of a passion guy instead of the X's and O's, but I mean, I just think the way that he motivates us day in and day out, to overachieve and, be able to do things that, maybe we wouldn't think otherwise that we can do. I think there's a lot of credit to him, and, he's got a great staff around him as well. But, I think any guy that you ask really enjoys, the time that, they have with Coach Stothers. And, I'm really glad that, we could develop a good relationship, and he trusted me down the stretch.
When you get in a game like this where the other guy's stopping everything too, I mean, obviously you're not playing against him, you're playing against their skaters, but how do you handle that mentally? I mean, does that put a little more pressure on you? Does it get you into the game more? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly just, worrying about my own game. I think kind of the way that we play and the way that they play is kind of two different styles. They're a little bit more patient, and we're kind of have an attack mentality, and so I think it's, like I said, different games. So we kind of had to just stay in it. And, I think it obviously wasn't for a lack of effort, that we were able to put that many shots on there, and it's kind of unfortunate one didn't get by. But from my side, I was kind of just focusing on the next shot whenever it came.
Is it one of those things where it's easier to stay on your toes, that you don't have to worry about any concentration lapses or anything, first because of the stakes involved and because it's such an even matchup?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, everybody's getting up for this game to do or die. So, I knew that I needed to be at my best, and I think everybody on the team knew that they had to give their best effort and be at their best. And I think we can look in the mirror. There's obviously some missed opportunities, but there's no doubt that everybody can look in the mirror and say that they gave their best effort tonight. And it's just kind of unfortunate that we fell on the wrong side of the benches.
Looking back on your first professional season, I mean, what stood out most?
I mean, it's obviously just you know, it's kind of a journey. I mean, you go from, you know, kind of just starting in the league to, you know, getting your feet wet, and then you kind of realize that, you know, you can be successful and play at this level, and then you kind of realize, you know, how much it takes night in and night out, you know, to be successful, and, you know, how these guys prepare, and, you know, what makes the best guys the best guys. And I think it's just all a progression throughout the year. And, you know, it was a goal of mine to be, you know, to hopefully be the guy when the playoffs came around. And, you know, so it was nice to, like I said, be trusted to, you know, to have the ball for that. So, I mean, I think, you know, from that standpoint, the development path worked well in my favor.